Welcome back. Today, let's talk about transition costs and a cool use of inline tags in Amplenote. What are transition costs? Well, let's say that hypothetically, I have to schedule 3 one-hour blocks on my calendar to work on 2 tasks. I can do task A, then B, then task A again, or I can do task A twice, followed by task B. Which of these is better? We can probably find pros and cons for each approach, and there is no one true answer. But as it turns out, if we decide to alternate the tasks and do A, B, A, we will encounter a cost of transition. Every time we switch from one project to another, we waste a little bit of time. Time to remember what has to get done. Time to find all the tools to do it, and so on. The more different these tasks are in their nature, the bigger the shift we have to make. If I have to repot my tomato plants for an hour, then write a homework essay, then go back to my tomatoes, I will have switched between drastically different contexts. So even though in theory this work should take me 3 hours, with the time wasted in between each task, it might add up to 4 hours or more. So fair enough. When we can help it, it's better to do AAB rather than ABA. But what about those times when we have to stop working on a task? What if we can only return to that task several days later? To reduce the cost of transition and make it easier to pick up a task later on, I like to use a technique called open loops. So before I interrupt the task like writing this cover letter, for example, I like to write some notes to my future self. I like to jot down what task I was doing before interrupting myself, as well as the next step, so I know what to immediately start with the next time I work on this project. Also, this is optional, but I like to quickly copy and paste the tab I currently have open as well. It makes jumping back into this task even easier. This small ritual is best done before I interrupt my work to do something else. It's when everything is still fresh in my mind. It takes me a few minutes to do, but it saves me a lot of headache down the line. Alright, and now I will convert this to a task by pressing Ctrl-Enter, or Command-Enter, and then insert an inline tag called @OpenLoop. There are 2 main ways in which this is useful. First of all, I can visit Tasks mode and filter to all of my tasks tagged with OpenLoop. This shows me a list of every project I ever started, but not finished.
Oof, alright, maybe that was not the best idea.
The second benefit, however, is more subtle. Sure, I can have an overview of my ongoing projects here in this list, but I can also expand each open loop individually. Not only do I know what to do next, but I also see the exact location in my document where I was last working from. This is a unique power of Amplenote, because tasks live inside notes, and I can create a task at any arbitrary location in a note. My open loop can act as a bookmark for the future. This perk is much harder to replicate in traditional to-do apps, where my work and to-do list are separate.